Again, it's a rich thing.
What is going on, guys? Welcome back to another Q&A video. Today I'm going to answer a bunch of more of your questions from Discord and from YouTube, so let us get right into it. Alright, so the first question is from Edward, and Edward is asking, which university are you in and in which country? Now, the question of which country I am from was asked quite often, so I'm from Austria. I'm from Vienna, Austria, the capital city of Austria. Austria is a German-speaking country below Germany, to the right of Switzerland, above Italy, and so on. So it's in Central or Western Europe, you could say. And the university I'm studying at is the Technical University of Vienna. Alright, so the next question was asked by a user called No One, and he's asking, can you share the source code on getting those arms? Would greatly appreciate that. Now, of course, this is not a serious question because, first of all, the source code stuff is a joke because in the last Q&A I explained why I don't share any source code with a little bit of anger. And the getting those arms part is basically just a compliment, so I appreciate that. But if you're actually interested in workout videos or maybe some content where I talk about my workout routine, about martial arts, about what exercises I do, what I eat, and so on. So everything basically related to sports or my personal life, you can check out my Instagram account, Florian Dedov. It should be somewhere here if I don't forget to put it into the video. But if you're interested in that content, you can just check out my Instagram page. Right, next up we have 3 more questions from Rinmoy. This guy asked some questions in the last video already, and today he's asking 3 more questions. The first one, what did inspire you to start programming? Now, this is a difficult question because I started programming when I was 9 years old, and I didn't really have an inspiration, so I didn't actually watch anyone programming. I didn't watch videos of someone programming some cool things. I didn't look into career opportunities. My parents are not programmers, so there was no inspiration, actually. It was just me finding out about this through some way, probably YouTube or Google. And I just started playing around with Visual Basic and Bash scripts at the time, and it just fascinated me. So it was a passion. It was not really an inspiration. No one showed me programming and inspired me. I didn't see anything that I can do with programming and that inspired me. I just programmed, and it was so interesting to me that it fascinated me, and I continued to program. So it wasn't really an inspiration, I would say. Second question, do you have any interest in cybersecurity? Yes, I have a great interest in cybersecurity. In fact, a while ago, I produced a lot of cybersecurity videos on, ethical hacking and Python scripts that do certain things. And some of those videos had actually like 400K views or 300K views and so on. But YouTube took them down because they're dangerous content. We all know how YouTube treats content creators. So I had to remove all of them. I'm not going to do any cybersecurity content on YouTube anymore because it's dangerous for the channel, because you don't have anyone to talk to. I made a video on that already. My content on that topic is on Patreon, and maybe in the future I'm going to write some books on it, or maybe I'm going to do some courses on it. But on YouTube, you're not going to see any cybersecurity content. But for the field itself, yes, I'm greatly interested in cybersecurity. It's a fascinating field. I really like the way that you have to look for loopholes. And of course, if you do it in an ethical context, you can make a lot of money by just approaching companies and with their consent, of course, penetration testing their systems. This is very lucrative and very interesting as well. And the third thing is anything about your family if you want to tell. So basically just asking something about my family background. Now, I don't talk a lot about personal things, so I don't talk about my friends or any relationships that I have in my life, also not family, unless this person, a specific person, wants to appear in the video and, with consent and all that. So I don't want to talk about my family per se, but I can tell you that I live in Austria, but you could say genetics, so basically my parents are from Bulgaria. That is just a fact that maybe is interesting to some people. So yes, I live in Austria. I do English tutorials, but my blood, if you want, is Bulgarian. All right, then we have 2 questions by the user D3, also asked on Discord. And the first one is, what's your favorite music currently? And I want to mention right away that I can listen to a lot of different genres. So I'm not limited to 1 or 2 things that I like. I actually can listen to a whole lot of different genres. For example, I can listen to electronic dance music, to metal, to hip hop, rap, trap, drum and bass, whatever you want. The only thing that I don't really enjoy is one of those, I don't know if that's even a genre, but those super soft and emotional love songs. I'm not a fan of those. But besides that, I can listen to all sorts of things. But what I listen to the most is, generally speaking, hip hop and rap. English, but also German. A lot of German hip hop and a lot of German rap. But also French sometimes. So, but yeah, that's mainly the genre that I'm listening when I just take my phone and listen to some music. That's basically what I listen to. But I also need to mention that when I'm going somewhere, I'm most of the time listening to podcasts. So I most of the time listen to music at parties, and not necessarily when I'm going out for a walk or something. And the second question is, how much time do you spend each day programming? And I cannot really answer that question. We could calculate that, but I don't have a habit of programming every day. I read every day, so I can tell you that I read about, like, I don't know, 30 to 60 not seconds, 30 to 60 minutes every day. But I don't program every day. So there are days where I do nothing but programming, so 10 hours straight programming. Sometimes I don't program at all. So I don't have a number that I can tell you here, but it depends, right? So for university, I program a lot. For videos, I program a lot. Privately, I program a lot. But there are days and sometimes even weeks where I don't program at all. So in those weeks, for example, I do a lot of business or sports or social activity or stock investing or anything. So I'm not necessarily programming every single day. All right, so the next question is specifically targeted to the video that I made on a Linux virtual machine. And this guy or this girl is asking, why would you not use the Windows subsystem for Linux or the Linux subsystem for Windows? I'm not sure. Why should we use a virtual machine, or why should we have a separate computer or even dual boot or anything like that? And I don't know, it depends on what you want to do with your Linux system. If you just want to use a command line, a Linux command line, where you just want to have some, I don't know, some options to use command line tools, that's fine. Then you don't need a specific Linux. But the point is that you don't have an actual Linux distribution, like a full-blown Linux distribution. You have a Linux inside of Windows, and not even in a virtual machine, but just a command line. And everything that has to do with graphical user interface doesn't work as smoothly. And if you're a fan of Linux and if you want to be a quote-unquote power user in Linux, then of course having an actual Linux distribution makes more sense than just using the subsystem. All right, next question was asked by Muffinous Muffin. What keyboard do you use? And I use an RGB keyboard. I don't know which one it is. It's one of those Amazon keyboards that you get for like $16 or $20 or $26. I'm not sure. I have a lot of RGB stuff, my mouse, my keyboard, my cool pad below my computer. I have some LED stripes, but they're all very cheap. So I have these fancy RGB things, but not like expensive stuff. So maybe if I don't forget it, I will put a link in the description down below of my keyboard. It's basically just one of those Amazon keyboards that you get for a very cheap price. All right, so last but not least, we have a question by Abdul Rahman. Can you please talk about the stuff you're studying at university? Yes, I can do that. In fact, I wanted to do a video on that. So I wanted to do a video on YouTube where I explain my curriculum, where I explain to you what I am studying. I show you the structure of my degree, basically. So I can do that if you're interested in that, guys. So let me know in the comment section down below if you want to see something like that. Basically, what I can tell you is I study computer science, and we study it in a way that is, I think, a very typical way of studying computer science. So you start learning algebra and calculus, so the mathematical stuff, probability theory, statistics, then some basic programming, and then some stuff like hardware level stuff. How are floating point numbers represented in on a lower level in computers, and yeah, what is a CPU, what is RAM, and so on. And at the moment, we do more stuff like parallel computing and stuff like that. We did database theory. So if you're interested in more details, let me know in the comment section down below, and I can do a video on my curriculum. All right, so that's it for today's Q&A. I hope you enjoyed it. If you want to ask some more questions for the next episode, let me know in the comment section down below what you want to know. You can also ask the questions on Discord, on a Discord server. There's a separate channel for YouTube questions, so you can ask your questions there. And besides that, I hope you enjoyed it. And of course, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell, and hit the like button to support this video, to support this channel. And other than that, thank you very much for watching. See you in the next video, and bye.